What's up? I'm David Van Dyke. This is Polyrhythm Music LLC, and wow, I'm gonna do it. I have heard you. I have heard this over and over and over in comments and in messages. Today I'm gonna react to October Ends. So, where to start? You guys blew me up in comments, sent messages, heard a lot about October Ends. You gotta check out October Ends. They're like Sleep Token. They're like Ghost. They're the next big thing. Check them out. Cyberheart. Check it out. So I did. I listened to Cyberheart. I listened to End Up Dead. And I listened to Toxic. Disclaimer. I'm just a fat guy that's been in the music business for going on almost 30 years playing music. What do I know, right? But this band has a lot going for it. They're really good. I'm a bit confused when I was looking kind of to do a little, who are these guys? It seems like Nick is the main guy. But there's also like a hardcore band called October's End that's been around for like 6 years. There's like 5 members, and Nick's not listed as one of them, so I'm not sure. Well, y'all clear that up for me in the comments. Let me focus on Cyberheart because I think that's their newest single out. First off, dig the song, really do dig it. And the rule of thumb in my music listening adventures is you have to listen to something 10 times before you can judge it. That's kind of the rule. It's always been the rule when I was in bands. We all agreed to that. So there's no split decisions made. You're not jumping ahead of something. You really got to take it in. So I did. I like the song. I do. I like the vocals, great melody. It seems a bit long to me. It kind of goes on. There's it could have stopped shorter at times. And I understand the band's given time for stuff to breathe and they've got some change ups and things. There's a breakdown section that's really cool. And I do like the song. I have a problem with the mix. The mix is a bit muddy to me. And I think Nick is the one that handles all this. So I'm kind of going to focus in on that. And if I'm wrong, my bad. No disrespect. Props to you. Because Nick is clearly a brilliant musical mind. So let's set that straight up front. The mix is a bit muddy to me, though. I find myself wanting more separation in the parts, for one. It just seems it sits a bit muddy. Number two, I'm a drummer at heart. I started as a drummer. I spent years as a drummer before I broke my back and had to switch to guitar. I need more out of the drums. The drummer seems capable. He seems like he has the chops. And this will kind of tie into something else on End Up Dead here in a second because I have a question to you guys. And I'm gonna, you blew me up in the comments, so I'm expecting you're gonna give me some love and teach me, educate me about this band because I'm telling you now, I don't know much. The drummer, I just needed more out of him in Cyberheart. It just really needed more. And I get it. Props to him. It's hard as a drummer to be skilled and still pull back. And I understand what he was going for. I totally get it because he was trying to leave room for the vocal to ride. And that goes back to that mix thing. If you can separate the parts in the mix better, he doesn't have to fight that low end as much because there's a heavy bass going on. I didn't really hear much guitar at all, if any. In the video, it seems like there's only a bass going. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's all bass. At which point, needed a guitar to bring that up and fill in that mid-range. But still a great song. And my props to him, if in fact it is drums and a bass. I'm questioning the drum part too because it seems like this could have been programmed drums, maybe? Question mark. Again, let me know. The bottom end's fighting too much. I need more clarity. That's a hit song, though, for sure. That song will blow up. You go back in the mix, separate some stuff out. Promise you. Let's go over to End Up Dead. End Up Dead is still in, like, the melody is still ringing in my head, and I haven't listened to it in, like, I don't know, an hour. But, like, still, I'm great stuff. Here's my issue with End Up Dead. And I'm presuming it's Nick that's the singer. I hate when singers sing and then overdub that underneath it. If you're gonna sing, sing. If you're gonna scream, scream. If you're gonna growl, growl. But don't do both. It muddies the mix for no reason. Your voice is too good to have that underneath it just to fit the genre. Okay, write a section for that if you're going to do that. I hate that so much. And I know there's examples of like, well, Sleep Token did it, and they shouldn't have done it. And Vessel's one of the best singers on the planet, and he shouldn't have done it. It muddies it up when they do it. So, fight me, you know I'm right. But End Up Dead's a catchy tune, man. That thing's dangerous. It gets in your head. And now the drums are way better. I enjoyed the drum part way better. It's busier, but it can be because there's not a lot of things fighting for stuff. So my take on it, everybody blew me up. This is going to be the next big thing, the next big band. I can totally see it. I'm with you. You have a new fan here. I'll definitely be checking out what you do. My advice, not that anybody asked, but here's my nickel's worth of free advice. In a little bit of the digging, I saw a video. Maybe I'm conflating two things together that don't go, I don't know. But I saw a video of Nick breaking down how he did a song. And I don't know if the song was For October Ends or not. I didn't dig that deep. But I would say, Nick, let me talk directly to Nick for a minute. Nick, my boy, my homie, we're friends. I'm with you. I see you. Don't do that. I understand it from a YouTube perspective. I'm on YouTube right now, clearly. I get it, but as a band, don't do that. And here's why. Look at Sleep Token. Look at Ghost. Yes, they have brilliant marketing, for sure, but they didn't always have the money to do that. They had to come up with stuff on their own. Look at this new President's band that we don't know anything about. Giving that stuff away kills the mystique. It kills the song. People love sausage. They don't need to know how it's made. And when you show that, I understand you're trying to give your fans some behind the scenes stuff, and that's great. Put it on Patreon. Put it as a subscription model. Put it on your website. But when you give away, hey, this is exactly how I did it, the magic's gone. And there's no mystique. I grew up in the 80s when you had Prince, Michael Jackson, Madonna, and Janet Jackson. And at the time, you only knew what the media showed you and the packages that the artists wanted you to see. And part of the death of the mega stars like that is because in social media, we now know too much. We know too much about the people that we watch and we like. So I would say pull back on some of that. Don't show us any October's End stuff behind the scenes. Let that be a band thing just between you guys. It will make it better, I promise you on this. From a marketing perspective, from a guy who's been there, I'm telling you, hide that stuff. Give it away at Patreon. Make people pay for that. You know, Daddy's got to get his beak wet. This is your job now. But I love what you're doing. I see what you're doing. And you guys that hit me up, thank you so much for giving me this band. Because I am going to watch their growth. And I am interested to see what it is they do from here. Again, I'm not trying to trash anybody. These are just my personal opinions, things that I wanted out of their music and that I wanted to that I felt would make them better. That's all I'm trying to offer up here. Thank you so much, everybody. People always ask me, who they remind you of. I don't like comparing bands, but this reminds me of Crosses, just without Chino, which, like, it's Chino. But, like, I mean, it's Chino. But they remind me a lot of Crosses. They remind me a lot of a heavier Crosses if I had to pick, which I don't like doing, but I will. But yeah, thank you so much for shouting this band out. There's another band in my comments that I've also got to do a reaction video to. I'll do that one later. But thank you guys so much. If you've got any more bands you want me to check out, throw them in the comments, shoot me a message. Make sure to like and subscribe. Turn the bell on. We have winners for the contest, but I've got to figure out how to do it because the winners didn't want to be announced, and it's a whole thing, but we'll get there. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the support. Help us get to 15 grand on the subscriptions. That's the next big push, and then we'll do some more giveaways. But until then, send me some more bands. Love what you're doing. I see you October's in. My birthday's 27th of October, so you guys fall right in my world. Keep it up, and I will see you guys next week. Later.